Across America, computers are changing people's lives, and one company is changing the way people buy them. CompUSA. With the brands you want, all at guaranteed low prices. Like CorelDRAW 3.0, the easy-to-use all-in-one graphics software. And find any window document in 3 seconds with Phoenix Eclipse Find.
We're everything you're looking for. We're CompUSA. America's computer superstar.
Yes, the good old days of needing a program to find a program on your program. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Wednesday Night Mouse Party. I'm DM Foss. Joining me tonight is Candace. How you doing, Candace?
Doing pretty good tonight.
Well, that's good. And Guns and Barbecue.
Good evening. Doing pretty well. I am the new reigning defending champion of Tactical Quiz, so feeling pretty good.
Yes, we just got out of the Tactical Quiz put on by Gun Websites. Is it on the? Do you consider it on the Gun Websites or the Gear Websites or?
Oh, it's Gun Websites for sure.
Gun Websites. Okay, on the Gun Websites
also, but yeah, not Gear at all.
So how's it going, Gun Websites?
Good. Thanks for the invite.
No problem. DJ, how's the DJ doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Better than fair, man. Better than fair.
And the co-host, Baron SVG.
Yep. He defeated me on this quiz. It was very close. It was a close game.
It was.
It was. It's always. I have fun on the Tactical Quiz. It's 9 p.m. Pacific. Gun Websites channel. It's the players are Patreon patrons, but anybody can kind of play along at home. Get over there. There we go. So all right. I have a sheet that I'm supposed to follow, and I will follow my sheet today. Let me get the banner going. So there is untacticalfoss@gmail.com. That's the email you can use if you have comment suggestions. Or Gorn. You can email it to me. And then if you don't mind hitting that like and comment. And if you watch this in replay, you can leave comments and kind of keep conversation going, whatever we're talking about. I always look at any comments that people leave and reply to most of them. I can't say I do every single time, but I do read them. And we had a poll this week, which let me call that up. Bam. Like that. There we go. That was best kind of cookie. Yeah. Chocolate chip, snickerdoodle, peanut butter, Oreo, or other, leave a comment. And we had 83 votes. Chocolate chip ran away with it, 45%. Peanut butter came in second, 25%. And other was 17%. Snickerdoodle, 7%. Oreo was 6%. This one kind of came out of, I forgot to come up with a poll, and I was eating a snickerdoodle. So that's why we had a cookie poll this week. But let's go on and look at some of the comments there. Change that there. We'll go to that there. Tread said oatmeal raisins for the win, which I do like oatmeal raisins. I like chocolate chip is number one for me. Oatmeal raisin is number two. Rich White said had the answer right, but split into two sections. He likes peanut butter chocolate chip.
That's too much.
Yeah, peanut butter cookies are the only form of peanut butter that I really care for. I don't hate peanut butter. I can eat a peanut butter sandwich and it won't, it's just not something that I would prefer to have.
You wouldn't want to eat a Reese's peanut butter cup?
No, I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess I'll stay.
DJ Play Nice said chewy oatmeal, no raisins.
What?
And he gives raisins the middle finger.
Where's the kick button again?
You know.
And see, I'm never sure, is this Mrs. Mel or Mr. Smell? He does kind of some homesteading kind of stuff. Him and his family, stuff. Pretty cool.
So it's probably Mister.
I don't know, because his wife also does videos on the channel. So I don't know if she started doing videos first or he did. Or they both, I don't know. But he says that's why he's so round. 2A We Stand likes white chocolate. I don't care for white chocolate. It's kind of waxy. I don't like that waxy feel.
White chocolate's pretty good.
Nah.
Oh, go ahead. Were you saying something, barbecue?
I was just agreeing that yes, I like white chocolate. But I will say I'm a little disappointed nobody has mentioned a white chip macadamia nut cookie yet.
Ooh, I don't mind white chocolate with macadamias.
Yeah, exactly.
Tactical Mavericks says oatmeal raisin. Philo says any made by cute women. When just before, a little bit before I got married, my best friend told my wife, without my knowledge, if you want to keep him happy, bake chocolate chip cookies. And she bakes.
Right. You'd rather have a cookie made by a cute girl or a nice grandma?
How about both?
That's a tough question.
I don't want nothing from that girl. I want grandma's cookies.
I don't know. There's stuff that I would want from that girl too. So,
Well, you know what I'm saying. I don't want no cookies from her.
MC says free cookies are the best. Tim S, the ones in my tummy. Charger 895.
Young girl. All the old people are going, oh yeah, these are pretty good. Like, you'll do better. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to give her encouragement. Everybody else is like, oh, it's a cute girl. I can't say that her cookies are bad. So she probably makes horrible cookies.
Show me your cookies. Caucasian Sasquatch says he's allergic to legumes, so he likes chocolate chip Toll House original recipes from the Betty Crocker cookbook. I agree. I think that is the best. The original is the best. TPC Cooks is peanut butter addict, so the choice was simple. LW Insomnia Cookies and Bowling Green has the best cookies. Definitely get the s'more cookies. And TJ Mars, peanut butter by far is the best. Also his dog's favorite flavor of anything. So thank you to everybody who voted and who left comments in the poll. And get rid of that. And then we'll go see who was out there in the side chat real quick. So we had DJ Play Nice, Cowgirl Candace. 2A We Stand. He's saying hello to everyone on the panel. And
Good evening.
Mario Mosen. Good evening. Sergeant Joe Smith likes cookies. I think most people likes cookies.
Isn't Mario going to be on with Brooke on the 28th of May?
I'm not sure what it was because it was scheduled way out.
Yeah, I can confirm.
Great Start Shooting School, Saturday afternoon.
If somebody can dig up a link for that, we can drop that out in the side chat.
Shall do. I got that covered for you.
Thank you. Mario's saying, yep, he's going to be on there. And we'll get a link for that here in just a second. But I don't really have a topic, so we can talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about.
Vegan cookies.
Vegan cookies. For me, as long as they taste okay, I'm fine with it. I don't care if it's vegan or not vegan.
Here's the problem with vegan cookies, and I've had a lot of them, and all over the country, is everything costs more when it's vegan, so it costs too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, vegan, vegetarian, there's a premium on those.
And it's a sucker tax because the premium isn't because anything costs too much. It's just because they're small businesses and there's a niche market, so they're able to pay, and they pay.
It's like anything that says organic.
Not so much with organic because a lot of people just think organic is better. So, that's just a marketing thing. But if you're going to go out of your way to eat something that's special, it'd be the same as I'm sure any of the religious foods, right? Like the stuff like that. Like you're going to go out of your way to eat it. Like you're going to pay more because people are going out of their way to to make it possible. And they play up on that.
Yeah, vegan cookies are definitely something that's going to be way cheaper if you make them yourself.
Right. Or if you go to someplace cool, like a place that's not trying to make a bunch of money, you can definitely get them on the super cheap because they actually are cheaper usually. But you have to go to like a equivalent of like a hippie situation.
Baron dropped the link for the Discord.
I did.
So it's a place, come hang out, drop memes, chit chat about whatever's going on. It's kind of like Facebook, I guess.
Does it still
Virtual.
smell kind of damp in Discord all the time?
It's not too bad if you run the dehumidifier.
Because they don't have any windows. I just figured it still smells kind of damp.
Yeah, it gets a little stuffy sometimes, but you just open the door, let it air out a bit. Sergeant Joe Smith says, let's talk about type 2 diabetes if you eat too many cookies. Yeah, I will limit myself when I have cookies to one a day. Just otherwise I'll eat
One a day?
Oh, hell no.
Like a Oreo?
Well, no, Oreos will be like 3 or 4, but if I got chocolate chip cookies, then it'll be like one. I'll just have one.
What if the chocolate chip cookies are the size of Oreos? Then do you get like only one a day? Or do
No,
you get the 3 or 4?
for the small ones, like sometimes we'll get from the grocery store, the pack of the little ones. Then it'll, I'll have like 3 of them.
Okay.
Fun fact about Oreos, they are a vegan cookie.
Really?
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Bargain shopping.
And now
Yeah.
I hate Oreos.
The
So,
cream
as long as I don't
is-
know, I'm fine.
The cream is more of a frosting, I guess. It's pretty much all sugar. There's no milk or cream in it at all, really.
So is there a brand of like Oreo style Hydrox cookies that's actually made with lard, so that you could like go anti? Because I think that's where barbecue wants to be. If it's got pork fat associated with it, the boys back in.
No, it wouldn't be pork fat. It would be cow fat, right?
Why?
Because they don't use pork fat for baking, do they? I'm not
Lard. Yeah, totally.
Lard is cow.
No, it's pig.
Really?
Isn't tallow the term for cow fat?
Beef tallow is like a rendered fat.
Yeah, you can make candles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm seeing tallow is either from cattle or sheep. Lard is
Yeah,
from
but-
pig.
Lard is pig. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Somebody out there was talking about the original Toll House recipe. And, like, there's some debate about that sometimes. Now, the one that I grew up with, the Toll House recipe, was like the one on the back of the chip bag that said it was. But I think that commenter, by saying the original, I was a little bit confused. Like the cookbook that was named, was it Betty Crocker? So, like, what's the OG Toll House recipe?
Toll House. It comes from the Toll House hotel,
Hmm.
and I can't remember the lady's name, but she wanted to make chocolate cookies, but she didn't have, or she wanted to make cookies, but all she had was chocolate. So she broke up the chocolate so it would melt in and make chocolate cookies, but they didn't melt completely. She thought they would completely melt and then mix in with the ingredients, but they didn't, and that's how chocolate chip cookies came about, and they were named after the hotel.
The Toll House. Yeah. All right then. So what about Toll House bars though? Do those count? Like cookies, bars kind of thing? Because the Toll House bars, when people started making those, man, I was digging on those.
I've never had one.
I feel like I should have eaten before this chat.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is 2 nights in a row. Last night it was G with pizza and hummus, and now it's cookies to kick it all off. I am ready to hit the refrigerator. Back in a flash.
I made a fried egg sandwich earlier. I'm good.
What?
I made a fried egg
I
sandwich
thought you said
earlier.
a Friday sandwich. And I'm like, what the hell is a Friday sandwich? Then I figured out what you said.
So anybody looking into any first aid training this year?
I'm not planning on getting into any accidents, so I don't need that.
It's a great way to look at stuff. I should plan my life like that. I mean, like that would be so stress free. I like that.
Yeah, just plan everything out, and then you don't have time for any accidents.
Exactly. It's perfect. Unless you're working on a friggin' gate on your front porch. Then 4 of them happen in like 20 minutes for some frickin' reason.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. You got injured?
Yeah. No, just hurt. I'm gonna say, like if I was playing a sport or something, I could still play. So, yeah, just hurt.
So you can elaborate, or
Oh, I didn't want to just dump that on this show. No, I'll try and make it a condensed version. So
you only cut off 3 fingers, right?
attempted to. So I was putting hinges on a gate that I made and trying to attach it to my porch. That way my dogs can't just run out and I can keep the front door open, and very nice that way. Well, the gate fell off the supporting block that I had it on to have it at the right level, and the hinge then smashed the meat of my middle finger on my left hand against the porch and just kind of took this like big chunk out of it, and it was bleeding pretty bad. And I was like, well, I'm almost done. I'll just get the gate done and take care of this. And like 20 minutes later, the gate's still fighting me, and I think I've got it done. I'm like, cool. And I look and I'm like, oh wow, you should really take care of this finger because it's bleeding like a stuck pig. So by this time I'm like, all right, cool. Got the gate done and get up to go inside and take care of my finger. And I realize, all right, the gate only opens like 1/8 of the way that I need it to. And that was an ID10T error. Go in, bandage up my finger with a wussy bandage because I couldn't find my electrical tape, because those are the best Band-Aids ever made, and they come in a giant roll. But so I get an actual Band-Aid and go back out to see what's going on with this gate. And somehow, with the hand that I'm using to close the door, I managed to smash my ring finger on my left hand, which was, again, the hand that's being used to close the door. I smashed my ring finger into between the door and the door frame. I don't know how you close your finger in the door with that's on the hand that you're using to close the door, but I managed to do it somehow. That's still pretty sore if I touch it. So immediately after that, I went on a expletive laced tirade for there's probably at least a dozen, possibly 2 dozen F-bombs said right in a row. I don't think any other words were actually said. It was just a lot of F-bombs. Once I got that out of my system, I went back over to the gates to figure out what was going on there and proceeded to fall off the stairs of the front porch. And at that point, I decided I should probably stop while I'm ahead. But I was like, nope, the gate's not going to get the best of me. So I decided that I was going to finish the gate. So at this point, I had to take the gate off of the porch to figure out what was going on and why it wouldn't open. And while I'm doing that, I had the torque turned up too high on the drill. The drill jumps out of the screw, and I drilled a Phillips head screwdriver bit directly into the meaty part of my index finger on my left hand. So my left hand took a beating. So the rest of I think that was Monday. Yeah, Monday. The rest of Monday, I refrained from touching any firearms and or knives because that 20 minutes just told me it was not my day to handle anything that could lead to great bodily harm. I stopped using my handsaw at that point too because that's right. While I do have a table saw and radial arm saw, thank God I didn't pull those out. I opted to actually just use the good old fashioned handsaw. So thank God, I think.
So you're Tom Hanks in Money Pit. That's what you're saying.
Indeed.
And we're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you. Just
Oh, I would be laughing at me too.
Well, glad I wasn't.
I don't typically have this much issue at all. I mean, people will watch me using my miter saw. Actually, thank God I didn't pull out the miter saw either, because that's my go-to normally. But they'll watch me use my miter saw or the table saw or anything like that, and they kind of cringe, I guess, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's everything you're doing." I'm like, "Yeah, well," because I will touch the blade
Of a table saw?
or my miter saw or the radial arm saw, just to make sure that I got everything lined up where I need it and things like that. So, and they're thinking, "Oh my God, it's just gonna." I'm like, "It's not gonna turn on by itself."
Oh,
But-
it's not turned on. Okay.
Yeah.
Blind guy touching a turned on table saw blade?
This is
Yikes.
incredible. But
I blame Bob Saget for me laughing at people getting injured, by the way.
100%, especially when it's nut shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like if they're gonna make a second generation Home Improvement with tool time and all that, I should audition because I feel like I would have turned in a good audition tape on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know why those skits like that always make me laugh. You know, where it's like they're just spurting blood.
Who's your wife on that show?
Oh, I don't know.
Just whoever DJ throws at you.
No.
DJ picks the wife because you can't have a preference.
Now you put them on the spot.
is? I can't think of her name.
But that girl that poops in Johnny Depp's bed.
Amber Turd.
Heard.
Might be able to do worse.
Man, like her name is like right there.
Betty White.
Bob Saget. Rue McClanahan.
No.
B. Arthur.
Pamela Anderson.
I'm trying to think of the show that she was in. If anybody would happen to know the show as I describe it,
Murder, She Wrote?
the guy that played Al Bundy is in it.
Married
The
with
lady-
Children?
No,
The starts with a V. For something or other.
but
Sofia Vergara.
yeah, Vergara. Thank you.
What show?
I don't
Modern
remember the name of the
Family.
show. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you, Foss.
What show?
Modern Family.
Oh, I've never seen that show. I'll go look.
But yeah, Sofia Vergara. That'd be a good one.
All right, I'm looking at the IMDb. The grandma in that family, you're saying?
Yeah,
is there a grandma
basically,
on
yeah.
that show?
She would be the
Well,
grandma.
yeah, yeah.
He didn't answer whether or not Angela Lansbury was one of his picks.
I don't even
It
know
did
who the
come
hell
up.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Murder, She Wrote.
Bing.
Sorry.
Adam one's out there. Good evening.
Oh, I've never seen any of these movies before.
I don't know why her name eluded me so much.
Yeah, my wife used to watch that show. Yeah, I would kind of bug her, trying to figure out who's that, who's that,
Yeah.
who's that.
Yeah, my ex always watched it. That's the only reason I even know it exists. There's a couple other things that I've seen her in. I don't remember what they were. There was she was actually on a talk show the one time with. I don't remember whose talk show it was, but they had Gordon Ramsay on there too, and he came off like a giant friggin' creep from that, at least in my perspective. But
Who did?
Gordon Ramsay.
The chef?
Yeah, just look up. You probably punch in like talk show with Gordon Ramsay and Sofia Vergara, and it should pop up with that episode. But like he just like randomly pinches her ass and stuff, and
What?
yeah, I'm dead serious. Like he's really friggin' weird. I was like, what the frick? And then I'm like, you're married. Like your wife's gonna see this.
He pinched her butt.
And she was not having it. It did not seem. Pretty sure she slapped him if I remember correctly, but I don't remember 100%. And you know, you could say, oh well, you know, they set all that up for TV, maybe. Who knows? But it was, like I said, in my perspective, it was a bad look for Gordon Ramsay.
Sergeant Joe Smith is asking, has anybody seen Ozark? I've never watched it.
Is the new season out?
Don't have a clue.
I've seen everything that was out that I knew was out. Let's put it that way.
I've heard a lot of people say they liked it, but
Married couple moves their family to Lake of the Ozarks for money laundering. It's a comedy? Or it's a crime drama thriller.
Yeah.
But it's got Jason Bateman in it. Isn't
Yeah,
that
it's
the
not very funny.
comedies? Isn't he a comedy guy?
It's not a comedy.
But he's the guy I'm thinking of, right? He's like usually a comedian.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Robin Williams did a serious role.
Yeah, that always drives me nuts. I don't know if these people have the right to do that.
You hate it when they actually act.
Well, when they set their whole life up being the one thing, and then they're like, let me just do this other thing, like nobody notices that I'm this comedian being weird, so it distracts me the whole time, and it drives me nuts, so I usually don't like it at all.
I think one of my favorite roles I ever saw Robin Williams in was when he was on Law and Order SVU. that was an awesome episode. I mean, just because of him.
Was he the bad guy?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it was a really good one.
This is from DJ showing us his cookies.
Oh, okay. So you guys were talking about cookies. So I said I was going to get to the fridge, right? No cookies in the fridge. So I went to the cupboard. Now, a couple of months ago, a friend came to visit, and what you're seeing on the screen are grain-free sweet potato Blondie Thins cocoa nib chip keto-friendly paleo cookies.
Come on.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay, so you
First
flip
off,
around.
You should
What?
be ashamed to even be around.
They were left here. They're orphans.
Were there any animals killed to make these cookies?
Ain't no way.
They're not real.
So, but they're made with organic and superfood ingredients, including avocado oil, sweet potatoes. Yeah, so, well, actually, they do contain eggs, cage-free, though. So, you're back in barbecue. They were disgusting.
Chicken
give
abortions
up.
don't count.
I give up.
I don't think that sweet potatoes are food.
Or that maple syrup is the flavor profile that they should be. It tasted like a little bit like molasses, but it turns out to be maple syrup. But there are hemp seeds in it, too. So,
So
they
you're
would coke.
smoking your cookies?
Some sort of a health biscuit, ain't a cookie.
Health biscuit, yeah, something that you would expect at the pharmacy corner
Oh,
stand
a
in
whole
England.
bunch of
Oh my
old
God.
ladies coming over to drink tea. I got just the health biscuit for them. Yeah, no problem.
DJ's got the pill grinder out. He's grinding his cookies up. X Adam One says he thinks he quit his job.
Just to watch this show, that's dedication.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's never good. Like at this hour, I think this is like during his regular work time, if I remember. Hope that's everything's all good that direction. So we're like Robin Williams was mentioned, and we got a loose kind of flowing topic. Favorite Robin Williams movie, maybe Foss? What do you got?
Probably Good Morning Vietnam.
Didn't take you long, and what a great film, and what a great role for him, the Adrian Cronauer role.
Adrian Cronauer, after that movie came out, got hired by a Seattle radio station, and his first broadcast he started with "Good Morning Puget Sound." Good morning, Puget Sound. I don't remember how long he lasted.
Wow, though. So did you get to listen to him? Maybe not that first
Yeah.
broadcast, but did you ever get
Yeah,
to
it
listen
was
to him now?
It was an oldie station.
Oh, right on. So,
Um,
question that I've never heard him. Did Robin Williams get even close to that guy's like voice or the qualities of his announcing?
All I remember is I saw an interview with him, and he said that Robin Williams was a lot funnier than he was.
Right on. That was a role that was, that Williams got to stretch out, and you absolutely enjoyed the humor as the show went along, or at least I did. Got a couple of really great lines in that.
Anyone else?
I don't know. There's so many good ones. I'm losing my voice. Part of me really wants to say Jack. But Patch Adams was really good, but I keep coming back to 1 Hour Photo.
I didn't see that one. I don't know, I thought he did a good job in The Fisher King.
That's my
Also-
favorite. You jammed my pick there. For real. Like, wow. That film I could watch so many times in a row kind of deal. There's so much more to see like each time. And part of that, director Terry Gilliam. He just looked
Yeah,
like
I like that style that Gilliam has.
Mhm.
His movies, Baron von Munchausen. I like that one too because of that style, that kind of fantasy dream style he has.
And the fantastic elements that he's using. in stuff like that, and the references, the historical references he does too, because it's like, Monty Python, Holy Grail. Did anybody catch Jabberwocky? That one's like a little bit underseen and underrepresented in his canon. But anyway, yeah, Brazil, Baron.
I did see Jabberwocky, but I don't really remember it because I don't think I saw it all in one chunk. So I don't remember it.
Right on.
I lie. My favorite's Jumanji.
Nice. Bringing in the jungle.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that earlier.
Yeah, the opening to Time Bandits was so Monty Python, and that will define, if anybody saw that movie and were wondering about the building that turns into a ship was being taken over in a corporate raid, like that is total Terry Gilliam right there.
I saw it in the theater.
Bang, so did I.
If anybody says Aladdin, I'm punching you in the wiener or the lady bits. Just let you know.
Dead Sea Scroll Tupperware.
You don't like Aladdin?
It's all right, but
Arabian Nights and Arabian Days. Aladdin. I changed my mind.
Cowabunga it is.
That's rough on that one too.
Has anyone seen Death to Smoochie?
No.
I've heard of it, but I never saw it.
Yeah. Good pull.
Great movie.
Oh, what about you, G-Webs?
I do not like that guy, so I haven't seen hardly any of his movies, unless it was something I had to see and he was in it. But I never like that guy.
I don't know. I liked his serious stuff better than his comedy.
Yes.
World According to Garp. That was a good one for dramatic roles.
Terribly
He's been
underrated.
working Mindy ever since I've known of anything. He was working Mindy, so everything I've ever seen him in, it's Mork from Mork playing some role. So I never really watched him.
One scene hard to unsee him as Mork. I read that, man. I read that.
I was waiting for somebody to bring up Mork and Mindy.
Y'all didn't live. Well, some of y'all grew up that way. We didn't get a choice, and if that was back in the day when parents were making the decisions, and they're like, "Oh, kids will like this," and I'm like, "No, I don't like this." But I had to watch.
I like Pam Dauber.
Yeah,
Come on, Mindy was okay. I mean, the whole Mork thing was a little crock, That was for like
show, certainly, and it was about aliens, and it should have been good, but
well, I don't know. Jonathan Winters on there too. After a while,
eventually. And wasn't it set in like Colorado? Was it set in Colorado? Yeah.
No.
There were some good things about it.
Yeah, Mindy was good.
Here's another one I forgot.
It was a
Hook.
Jeep, wasn't it?
yeah.
This
What
is
was
a
that
bummer.
barbecue?
Sorry?
His last movie, he played the voice of a dog. And he's like bottom of the cast.
Not quite as auspicious as one might hope. What about last real film appearance, not voice work? How's that? Is it any
Night at the
better?
Museum, he played Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, I
That'll
completely forgot about Hook as well.
I
That's
enjoyed
probably my favorite.
that movie where he was voicing the dog.
Oh, you've seen that?
I have seen it. I thought it was funny.
What is it?
It's absolutely anything. Simon Pegg is the main character in that.
I didn't catch that one.
heard of it.
It seems, sort of like a British take on Bruce Almighty.
And it looks like it's got the Monty Python cast.
The same theme.
Michael Dunn's out there. Good evening.
Nobody mentioned Good Will Hunting either.
Sergeant Joe Smith did out in the side chat.
Oh, look at that.
I would have thought Dead Poets Society would be barbecue's next pick.
No, Hook is definitely my favorite. He's been in so many friggin' movies. I mean, my goodness. That is a really tough one.
Rufio.
It's such a great cast they had in that. fly, you crow, you fight. Nobody was going to do the rooster sound.
I don't remember the movie.
Oh my gosh. Can we give Baron homework, Foss? Make him go
I
watch
do
it?
remember Glenn Close getting shoved into a chest with scorpions.
Yes. Yes.
What movie is that?
Hook.
Okay.
I don't know why she's in it, but it's her.
And they drop the scorpion and go boom. And they drop another and go boom.
All I can think about right now is cookies. Thanks a lot.
All you needed to do was have a couple of these, man, and you would the cookie idea would have been gone. It was in my rear view until you just brought them up again, and now I want a real cookie since I had the crap cookies instead the first time
Did they
around.
turn to ash in your mouth?
No, they were just not good. They were not good.
I feel like this could elicit a good response. Should be interesting. Favorite Mel Gibson movie?
Chocolate chip.
Can we pick one he directed that he's not in?
I don't care. I was waiting for somebody to be like, I hate that guy.
I probably wouldn't like him as a human, but his movies are good.
Ooh. I would probably say Road Warrior. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
Road Warrior.
The Patriot.
Great choice.
I liked The Patriot, but I don't know. It's the history that they smooshed into was kind of clunky. The way they did it, I thought.
I just Googled Mel Brooks
Oh.
instead of Mel Gibson. Big
I
difference.
got that one. Yeah, I got that one. I'm gonna go with
I-
Spaceballs. I'm gonna snatch it all away from all of y'all. So, like, my favorite, well, Baron put a spin on it. He's like directed, produced. So I went with one of those instead of the acting ones, and I decided to choose The Passion of the Christ.
I didn't see that one. I did see Apocalypto, which was good.
I saw neither of those.
I
I'd also
saw
like,
Apocalypto.
Really good.
I'd also like to just spitball off of what Foss said about the history and how it was kind of sloppy and whatnot. I don't turn to Mel Gibson for my history lessons. For that, I turn to Tom Hanks.
That was Roland Emmerich that directed that.
What's that? Passion of the Christ or Apocalyptico?
The Patriot.
Oh, sorry. This is
Hacksaw
a-
Ridge would be my favorite one he
Oh.
directed.
Sergeant Joe Smith is saying conspiracy theory, which he was good in that. I thought when he bites Captain Picard's nose off.
That's a good one.
This is a tough one for me. Cause, man,
Well, while you're thinking, X Adam 1 is saying, if I don't go back to work, should I use my last paycheck to pay my rent or buy a gun that I really want? Like, might as well get something I want before I can't.
I'd pay your rent before you have to sell a gun to pay your rent.
Because if you don't pay your rent, you want to have a place to keep the guns that you already have, right?
sell your body for money, you'll be all right.
$20. That's not going to pay the rent.
A bunch of times.
Barbecue's buying.
No, I will donate. So there's Maverick, which I really enjoyed. The entire Lethal Weapon series, incredible. You guys ever see the movie Edge of Darkness?
I think I probably did because that really sounds familiar, but I do not recall
He
it.
plays a police officer, and his daughter comes home from college or something. I think kind of like unexpected, and she ends up like vomiting up blood, and he goes to like get her out the door to get her to the hospital immediately, and somebody just friggin' blasts her as they're going out the door, and they're thinking that it was a hit on him, and then he's researching everything, and it turns out like she had stumbled upon that
Well,
some
that's kind of a spoiler, but yeah.
yeah, you're welcome. Company was making like dirty bombs or something.
So it's like Taken, but different, and it's not a guy who's anti-gun, from what I understand.
I have not seen Taken, so I cannot.
Taken
confirm or
used
deny
to
that.
be good before he went completely anti-gun nuts, and I don't watch his shit no more.
So, but yeah, Edge of Darkness was really good, but that's still not going to be it for me. I'm gonna have to go with Braveheart.
X Adam says he never liked Braveheart. Could never get through it.
I'm never
Yeah,
even watching.
yeah.
I'm not watching sword movies.
I'm gonna say just go sell your money, body for money. Yeah,
I just want to know why we got the 10 runners up before you actually got to the one that you brought the
because
question on.
there's great
he
friggin'
makes good
options
movies.
there.
No.
I'm gonna yo DJ. You not like getting DJ'd, huh? Suck it.
All right, then.
Michael Dunn saying the Lethal Weapon movies.
Exactly. Like, and then how do you
Michael-
pick just one of those?
Ransom?
I picked none
Ooh,
of
I
those.
forgot about that.
Lethal Weapon movies.
I liked
What about-
Ransom because that scene where he's got the money laid out and says, "This is the closest you're going to get to this money."
Ransom
Yeah,
is a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We were
I mean,
soldiers.
it's a good movie. It's not like the best movie I've ever seen in any way, shape, or form. It's definitely not his best movie. It's just like, like if you haven't seen it in a while, it's worth watching, right?
You know, Baron, I did see the one that you mentioned there, and the scenes where he's walking around with shots whizzing and everybody else is, doing maybe the smart thing and like grabbing some cover, and there wasn't very much of it. Every time, though, that I saw the camera go to a solo shot of him, I thought of Behringer's character from Platoon, because there's a scene where he's doing like the same thing, standing up in the middle of a firefight and not paying any attention to the direction that anything was flying at him and merely looking and barking orders. And I felt like the Gibson, I was hard to see Gibson even in that being taken seriously for me. It's like I saw that part being played once before, and it almost felt like he had to.
What'd you guys think of Bird on a Wire?
I didn't see it.
Never seen it.
It was all right.
Air America.
That was good. I like
Saw that
that.
in theater.
The movie wasn't good as much, but I'm glad that they brought light to the whole Air America. And I mean, they didn't do a good job of it, but at least they brought light to it. They made it a comedy, so it is what it is. But it was all right.
It was worth a few laughs as a comedy, as I remember. But I hadn't known about what Air America was. I saw that film with my father because of the aviation theme, but he told me about what Air America had been about. That was his college era. And I hadn't known until that film. So there was some awareness there, G, for sure. I took the laughs along with it.
Well, that's the thing, though. They made light of it when it's actually pretty interesting, and I think it's something that deserves more respect than what they gave it, but at least they brought light to it. No other movie really has.
Mel Gibson was in Casper, the Friendly Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
What?
Voice work? Is it voice work?
No, he's in it as Mel Gibson.
Like a shopping scene or something, like bump into him at a mall.
I don't know. It just says
An anger
Mel
management
Gibson
group.
is Mel Gibson.
So he just has a cameo.
It doesn't say that.
Now I've got to go watch friggin' Casper.
I apologize in advance. Now that you got to go watch that. Hamlet.
Yeah, it was that was fair. It's hard to do, it's hard to do Shakespeare on the screen And it's like Hamlet has been retold so many times and has actually been reworked into a completely different show a bunch of times. That one was actually worth, cinematically at least, was worth seeing. And the acting was better around him than it was by him.
The best Hamlet is The Lion King, hands down. I'm not even
Right.
joking.
Right?
It's the same story.
Yep.
Also in Casper is The Crypt Keeper, Clint Eastwood, Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, so when these people appear, is it where? Because I remember the Clint Eastwood. One of the ghosts actually takes the form of Clint Eastwood, and while they're haunting the family.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know. I
When
just
was
looked
the
up the
Casper
pictures.
movie? When was this?
Early
95.
90s.
Oh, no wonder. I have no idea what's happening in these movies.
Am I the only person that likes the movie Contact? I realize it does not have Mel Gibson in it, but
Yes,
No,
A
it's a
Jodie
great-
Foster movie?
only
great-
you,
It's a great
just
movie.
you.
I really
friggin'
like
love Contact.
it.
I
There's a lot
liked
of-
it the first time I saw it.
Is it Jodie Foster?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that where she's like dropping out of the sphere thing, kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I
Very
enjoyed
well.
that one.
They're at the very large array, and they go down to South America, or whatever that one was called, where it was destroyed.
I do recall that. That was another theater experience for me. Nice pull.
I don't know why that popped into my head, but I love that movie.
X Adam saying Payback was good. He wants
didn't
his
think about that.
his $10,000. I did not like Contact.
Who's better, this guy or Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Oh shit!
Which guy?
Your guy.
Oh, Mel Gibson?
Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
I would go Mel Gibson.
What is Harrison? I mean, Harrison Ford's done a lot of shit, but Harrison Ford can do Harrison Ford. Period. He can do Han Solo, and then the guy from all the other movies he's ever done.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I
I'd
don't know
rather
about
have a
that.
beer with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
What?
I'm there. And besides, like,
You mean in
you
real
got to
life?
roll back to
You'd
to
rather-
American Graffiti, G. Like the dude he plays in American Graffiti. Right? Is that supposed to be Han Solo too? Come on, man.
Well,
But
remember
Candace, like, you didn't check
when
in.
I saw that movie. It was on HBO, like in the olden days, and I never watched it again because I don't like that shit. So I guess I don't remember, but from what I remember, yeah, he was Han Solo in the first movie because I remember watching a thing about Star Wars, and the guy was like, "Oh, this dude was perfect." As soon as I seen him in another movie, I was like, "This guy can be my Han Solo guy." Isn't that how it went?
I don't know the story.
That
Sounds
I might
accurate.
be getting that wrong, but I mean, it was a long time ago too. But I'm just saying, I like Harrison Ford. It's just that he doesn't ever do nothing except be Harrison Ford. Literally, like, I'll stick up his butt running around, like, oh, and then he figures it out eventually. Mel Gibson's all over the place.
Yeah, I think he was set carpenter. And
I know he was a carpenter in real life.
yeah, he worked for the studio as a set carpenter. And then did the audition for Star Wars. Something like that.
So you got Star Wars, Indiana Jones, The Fugitive,
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
K-19.
Yeah, Fugitive's okay, but he's nothing different than the Fugitive. He's like a stiff guy who like kind of action, like begrudgingly, like he gets thrown into action. It says like gig.
No, I'm just listing some of his credits.
Blade Runner. Toss it. There we go. Yo.
Okay, Blade Runner's okay.
So you want something where he acted different? Wasn't there
No,
one
I'm
where he
just
had
saying, compared to
brain
Harry,
damage?
compared to this guy.
Mosquito Coast. That was well, there's a little bit of the adventure in there, but no, that's one where it's
Harrison
like
Ford doesn't take
drop by.
gigs where he isn't the like dreamy lead role. You know what I mean? Like he's always right. Am I missing one where he's like taking a role where he's not the main lead role for the girl?
Regarding Henry, that's what I was thinking of.
Ooh, that was another one too. Yeah. Like,
Michael
yeah,
did.
gee, I think he's definitely played roles that weren't the leading man roles. I can't think of any of the ones that were like in the last 10 or 15 years, but as he's aged out, I imagine that there would be at least one where he wasn't the the screen heartthrob kind of deal.
Best
Has
Tom
anybody
Hanks
else
movie?
seen the one? Hold on, before we move on from that one, has anybody else seen Regarding Henry on the panel? Anybody besides Baron and I?
No, I have
Sounds
not.
horrible.
It's definitely worth checking out.
We had no regard for Henry. Sorry.
A New York City lawyer from a dysfunctional family who struggles to regain his memory and recover his speech and mobility after he survives a accident. That's what it's about.
But the accident is one of the reasons that I asked, because I thought maybe the panel would have something to say about that. It's he in the film, the way he is injured is
Mm-hmm.
he's in a convenience store that's being robbed, and so he's shot, and
He gets shot in the head.
yeah, and the character that he was, the man that he was before, he is no longer by the end of the movie. So there are lots of really great, crazy messages in that. But I thought maybe based on that scene, someone else would remember.
Yeah, it's worth watching. Unless you, I don't know, that might not be your type of movie.
Well, it's definitely not an action film in the traditional sense.
No.
But would you say Tom Hanks movies barbecue? I mean, you are a child, man. You're showing your age by throwing out these folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you want me to say
So
like B. Arthur? Is that more fitting for you, DJ?
no, that was your co-star in that repop of some Tool Time Timothy Taylor thing, wasn't it? Something like that. I don't know. Can I just grab Castaway?
So
Say
best
that
Tom
one.
Hanks?
Yeah, I think that's what he brought. That or Philadelphia, tie for me.
So Tom Hanks movies. I don't know.
Road to Perdition. It's pretty good.
It was okay.
Won't lie. I feel like any answer that is not Forrest Gump is wrong.
It's kind of a bummer of a movie, though,
I know, isn't it?
when you think about what you're watching.
Well, I guess in the book he goes to space.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that there's a book. I was like, I need to find this and check it out. Well, now I need to find it on audiobook, not
Voluntarily or like accidentally?
So Charlie
going to
Wilson's
space.
War is a good story, and he's in it. I like The Terminal, but I like the story of Charlie Wilson's War better.
Which one was Charlie Wilson's War?
That's about the senator from Texas who basically got threw a couple of bucks to make the Soviets deal with Vietnam and Afghanistan. So he's kind of seen a way to screw with the Soviets. And it's the story of the senator from, I think he was a senator from Texas who did all that, Charlie Wilson.
Huh.
The Terminal is good, but then Catch Me If You Can is good. I like that story.
That was, and if you've ever seen interviews with the real guy,
Yeah.
I can really see him pulling people in. His personality. Michael Dunn is saying Big. I really like Big, except he's how old is he originally before he gets big?
Oh crap.
You mean the kid?
Major.
Yeah, how old is the kid?
I don't
10?
remember.
Yeah, so in Tom Hanks' body, this 10-year-old sleeps with that lady. That I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah, that's weird.
I never thought about that.
I don't like those movies. I never liked any of those weird movies like that. They were all creepy. I didn't like this guy from back in the day, so I never really watched. I mean, I had to watch some of them, but like Bachelor Party, I remember not liking that movie. And
Did you like Bosom Buddies?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I had to watch that because it was on TV, but no, I didn't like that.
Just
Yeah, I
Googled it. The kid was 12.
Yeah.
Brutal.
The Man with One Red Shoe in 1985. I can't. That movie was on every single day forever. Oh man, I hate that movie. Remember that one? Man with One Red Shoe.
Never seen it.
Some horrible movie where he's like a bumbling guy, and it was back in the days of like whenever there was another movie where they spilled champagne on a computer and the computer turned into falling in love with the guy. It was like those two movies at the same time. It was like 1985, so Red Dawn had come out, Terminator, and then HBO was like, you know what we're gonna play? Like a rom-com with the guy from Bosom Buddies and a red shoe, and he wishes he could get a girl for the whole movie. Like, it's horrible. So anybody who took up airtime that could have been Terminator back then, they're still living that down with me.
I guess I'll go with Toy Story.
Yes. That
What,
is acceptable
90?
over Forrest Gump.
Yeah, 95.
He's playing
Forrest Gump
Geppetto
was 94.
in a live-action Pinocchio.
Okay.
Well, Saving Private Ryan is decent. Did anybody say that?
I saw that in the theater, and that shaky cam makes me sick. I cannot watch that shaky cam stuff.
I can hear you.
That new Pinocchio movie is something else.
Yeah, it's made by Disney, I guess.
Is it a straight Pinocchio story, or are they going to give it some sort of stupid twist?
Well, no, they're redoing all their animated movies. So this is their live-action Pinocchio with Tom Hanks as Geppetto.
And they keep putting like twists in to change it, and
Do they?
yeah.
I only saw the Jungle Book.
I didn't see the live action one.
This is one of those deals like they got to touch all their properties to keep copyrights or trademarks or something.
I think they're just trying to capitalize off all the people that grew up watching those animated ones.
Yeah, member.
Now they have kids.
Okay.
Because they used to do the releasing from the vault. Then everyone would buy it on VHS and then DVD and then Blu-ray. I think this is their next cash grab, redoing animated and live action.
I watched this new robot one and I hated it. They ruined a robot movie with good, the robot was good or whatever, but it was a horrible movie. Called Finch with that guy. It's basically his basketball movie, but then they ruined it. They ruined a robot in it. Or wait, volleyball movie? Whatever that movie was where he's on an island talking about basketball.
That's when I cleared out of the way right away. And I was being sarcastic.
Joe versus the volcano.
That one I remember being okay with because at least it was interesting, but it wasn't that good.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, John Candy
Okay.
sings the WSU fight song in that movie.
It was probably early 90s, if not 80s. Probably 80s.
Is that what
Yeah.
that scene's from? Where he's like tied up to a pole?
Joe versus Volcano, 1990.
I'm not sure. I don't remember too much about it.
Him and Meg Ryan. Basically, they're doing something. They get stuck on an island. Somebody gets trying to throw her on an island. It's like a cartoon, It's like one of the old cartoons that back in the day, and then they remade it into a real life thing.
Tom Tuttle from Tacoma. He's tied up to a pole.
Yeah, that would be it. then.
Hypochondriac learns he's dying, accepts an offer to throw himself in a volcano, but then along the way, he truly learns how to live.
Yeah, don't they have to throw someone in to have it not blow up?
I guess that's what it is. And he's like, well, I'm about to die anyway, so you can just throw me in there. But then Meg Ryan comes along and they fall in love.
That'd be cool if that's how they use the death penalty in Hawaii, right? Is
Oh
throwing
my
in a
god, that'd be
volcano.
incredible.
They would only be able to kill, or they would only be able to do that when a virgin killed somebody.
I was gonna say that, like when the virgin does it, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get really lucky tonight. We've thrown a virgin in this time." I don't know why I gave them Indian accent, but it works.
So whenever You Got Mail happened, I worked at AOL and we owned that movie. So that was kind of fun. We got that movie like on DVD or whatever, and it was a big deal. And then we all could go watch the movie and act like we owned it.
So going back, Sergeant Joe Smith brought up Lady Killers, and I lost where the comment was, but all it says is Lady Killers. There it is. Lady Killers. I like the 1955 version with Alec Guinness, the original, better.
I have not seen. Interesting.
I've seen both. They're both good.
X Adam says he's not going to lie. He really enjoyed the 2015 Cinderella movie. The ending was pretty intense too. The scene with her and the evil stepmother. I have not seen it.
Who was the director of the Alec Guinness role, Lady Killers?
Alexander McKendrick.
Don't know. So between those, well, are we up? We're not up to 4 actors yet, are we? We're still like somewhere around 3. That's like hundreds of movies that we've been like thinking about between those actors. Like just with Tom Hanks, we're like ripping through like 20. Like Harrison Ford, same thing. With that other dude, even more. It's like a lot of films from our generation or generation.
No, that other dude. You can remember Harrison Ford, but you can't remember Mel Gibson.
What, you mean that other dude? What was his name again?
Mel Brooks.
Nice play.
Who wants to make
He
$20?
just doesn't respect Mad Max at all.
Nobody chose that one. Like it went with Road Warrior. So I was like, oh man. Because that was the better car. That was the best car of all of them. Totally.
I don't think I have it loaded up. The Mad
And like
Max one.
we're talking about realistic, like close to like a realistic apocalypse compared to what the hell was Bartertown? I mean, come on now. Tina Turner.
Nobody said that one. We said Mad Max.
No, I know you did. Road Warrior.
Road Warrior like this.
There has been too much violence, too much pain. None here without sin. But I have an honorable compromise. Just walk away. Give me the whole compound, and I spare you lives. Just walk away. I will give you safe passage in the wasteland. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
I've got another one, but I don't have it loaded up. So
I actually had that icon change ready to go.
Who
That's
do you have
one that I've used
strapped
on a couple
Who do you have strapped to the front of that vehicle?
folks. Settlers.
Can't remember. Let me take a look real quick. One more time
There
there.
has been too much violence, too much pain. None here without sin. But I have an honorable compromise. Just walk away. Give me the whole compound, and I spare you lives. Just walk away. I will give you safe passage.
I think the other one you can see them better. I don't remember if I if I changed those ones or not.
Did you put different faces on them?
There's different faces in the.
The ones hanging off the front?
I'm not sure if it's the guys that are strapped, but the people standing around. I know I changed some of those.
Yeah, Lord Humongous
Barbie-
is
have
among
Barbie
you.
be the kid with the boomerang because he doesn't even know where the hell he's throwing it. He just comes out of nowhere and waves the boomerang, throws his hand up, and maybe he catches it, maybe he don't.
Fingertips flying through the air. Classic. And what was the creature that was on top of that guy's head? It wasn't a ferret. It was like some kind of weasel or something. The guy with the glasses who tried to catch the boomerang.
Probably a fox.
Fox. There we go. Maybe. Yeah.
Michael Dunn is asking about Death Race. Wasn't there a remake of Death Race? Was
Yep.
there a remake? So I saw the original with Kwai Jane Kang.
Yeah, there's a 2008 one with the transporter in it.
Yeah, I didn't see the remake one.
Ex-con Jensen is forced by the warden of a notorious prison to compete in a post-industrial world's most popular sport, a car race in which inmates must brutalize and kill one another on the road to victory.
So it's the longest yard with cars.
And
I don't know
death.
what that is.
And death.
Because the original is the main character was named Frankenstein, and his goal was to kill the president with his hand grenade, which was an actual grenade embedded in his hand.
Mm-hmm. David Carradine. Yeah. What other movie from the 70s are you going to get Mr. Kung Fu and Rocky in the same movie? That Sylvester Stallone character, Machine Gun Kelly or whatever the hell it was, and the vehicles. Yeah, if you haven't checked that out.
You're supposed to drive and hit people for points or whatever.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, everything's so bad and it's the end of Rome and blah, blah, blah. And in what year was that first Death Race made?
70s.
So in the 70s, they were already like, oh, it's almost over. And pretty soon people are going to be driving into each other and killing each other for sport because society's falling apart. And that was in 1975. And they thought that was going to fall apart before the year 2000. So in 1975, all the people looking at the ground and saying it's over and the fall of Rome and we don't have any reason to believe it's going to keep going, all figured it would be completely wasteland over by the year 2000. They figured there was no way society could last another 30 years, so much to the fact that they made a whole movie about it. So that concept, that element of society has definitely been around all this time. And they've been, people who want to exploit that have been pushing keeping that sore open, that tendency open. Just throwing that out there.
Kind of along that lines, X Adam was asking if people on death row were given the opportunity, like the movie Death Race, would you tune in to watch a $50 pay-per-view of that? No, I would not.
No, be pissed.
Running Man. Who loves you and who do you love? Like the whole theme of that kind of thing, like projected out on, it's weird because it's like in a dystopian future. It's like that thing has been reworked a half a dozen times that way. The whole blood sport future thing. Like Rollerball, I mean, I dug that one. There have been some sci-fi, I guess, variations on that kind of idea that I have enjoyed. The remake of Rollerball wasn't even all that bad.
I didn't see the remake. I saw the original.
Yeah, James Caan, right? Yeah.
So what's your favorite genre? What's everybody's favorite genre of movie?
There is sci-fi, and then everything else is just for people that hate sci-fi, I guess.
I'm with G-Webs.
Westerns.
Candace?
With Baron.
Probably westerns or chick flicks. Can't decide.
I would kind of torn between action and sci-fi.
Put them together, Foss. Put them both together. Sci-fi action films.
You got your sci-fi and my action.
You got your action in my sci-fi.
But
You
what
don't dig
if
the
I
peanut
can
butter.
pull out the trump card and name a Western that was also sci-fi and action?
Cowboys and aliens.
Good one. I was going to say Back to the Future 3, but that works too.
Serenity.
Serenity was good.
Back to the Future
Love
3
Serenity.
was kind of a weak movie.
Wait, which one was a weak movie?
The third one.
Oh wait, you're saying Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't like any of the Back to the Future as much as other people.
Does Star Wars count as a space western?
Yes.
It's opera.
Not like Serenity.
There's swords in it, so it's Battlestar Galactica.
I liked Firefly. Serenity, I don't know.
Trying to
I
fast
don't-
forward it all together.
Yeah.
I didn't like it either. Plus, isn't that where they kill the dude? Like, what's
Yeah.
up with
Well, the chick.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it enough. I don't remember anybody's names, but
they don't really have names.
the black chick dies.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, her
Her husband.
boyfriend. Yeah, sorry, I got it backwards.
The pilot dude gets rammed.
So those
What
a
does that mean?
mashup, a mashup
Oh God,
between those.
we're all going to die?
Something DJ was saying something about mashed potatoes.
It's going to be that kind of party.
Oh God,
I'm gonna-
we're all going to die? Go ahead, DJ. I'm fucking with you. Oh, I said a bad word on Foss's show. My bad.
That's
So
okay.
rolling back to the trivia, is Buckaroo Banzai a space western?
Yes.
I wouldn't say.
It's an interdimensional western.
Yeah, it's light on the western part, but
Oh, hold on. First off, they're cowboys. It's one of their job descriptions. They all carry suits
yeah,
for the most part, and they use lassos, if I'm not mistaken.
I guess.
But the problem is, I will give you that it isn't like it was at least 5 or 7 things. So it's not like it was cowboy more than anything else. It's just the cowboy was in there to an extent where you still see the cowboy. It wasn't completely mixed away. But yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't a cowboy only movie or anything. It was one of 7 or 5 things it was. Because you could have said a music movie, and I would have said Buckaroo Banzai is a music movie. Is it a car movie? Yes. Is it
I just really wish they would have made the sequel that they.
Promised at
forget-
the end.
The
Yeah.
sequel needs to be a multi-directed cartoon animated thing like the Animatrix, the Buckaroo Banzai animated sequel. Or I'll take a series. I'll take a multi-season series sequel to Buckaroo Banzai.
I kind of think it's too late.
Oh no,
Because
I think you could have like a heavy metal-esque anytime. Buckaroo Banzai is immortal. Seriously, just the
What? No, the problem is it's the culture has moved on. It's not. I don't know how to describe it. It's like all the remakes that they tried to do from the 60s, Brady Bunch and all that. They tried to bring it into the 90s and it didn't work. They were absolute garbage because it wasn't the same people in the same mood at the same time,
right,
doing the thing that everybody loved in the way that they loved it.
I think what you're saying is they're taking what was small and trying to make it appeal to more to like everybody, and they ruin it, right?
Well, that is the thing that happens. Like with the thing that comes to mind is Red Dwarf. If anybody has seen Red Dwarf,
Yeah,
Red
you
Dwarf.
something like that, and try to make it appeal to everybody, and they're going to ruin it, right? Like,
Well, yeah, because once they got popular and got money, so they pumped that money into it, and it kind of lost something. Because they depended more on like trying to put in the special effects that they wish they could have done originally.
Mhm.
But so then the scripts kind of lost something because they're relying on the, they're moving away from what made it good. I mean, it wasn't bad in the end. It still stayed kind of good, but it didn't have that same kind of raw, this is what we're doing and this as well as we can do it. And, it hit the right notes with what they were doing.
So I don't disagree with you, but I think what's going to happen, or at least a potential of what can happen, because I think it's already happening to some extent, is you get a fan base that's smaller for some project. Now, if it's too small, this won't work. But if it's small enough, something like I can't think of one, but there's been a couple where like they wanted to make a sequel and they couldn't get it to be Hollywood or whatever, so because they couldn't make it into a large enough audience or whatever. So then it gets crowdfunded or some other way it gets created for a smaller audience at a smaller budget, and then it retains all that because it doesn't try to appeal to everybody. And I'm hoping we're going to see way more of that going on in the future, because if you don't need to appeal to everybody, you don't have to spend all that money, and then it doesn't become lame. And then those people, those smaller audiences, don't get sequels, they just get what's next. And if it doesn't take a ton of resources and people, because the thing is, like, let's say pick a movie that was awesome, like Clerks. Somebody was talking about Clerks, right? Like, no, that's a bad one because that guy's got bank. But some movie that was from like Buckaroo Banzai, I don't know who made that, but let's assume
when Clerks came out, because he funded that movie, his car got flooded, and he took the insurance money from for his car and then put it into the movie.
Right. Now, if he wasn't bank, like if he didn't make a bunch of money since doing all the things he did, and he wanted to go back and make that, or like we were saying, Buckaroo Banzai, whoever made that, like if they don't have a bunch of money and they crowdfund a Buckaroo Banzai, like that could be authentic and cool as hell. It won't appeal to everybody, but it'll be super cool. And I'm hoping that kind of shit will happen.
Like, G, you mentioned it's now anytime is a good time for heavy metal, but for that movie itself, the reboot of that around the 1999, it might have been on anniversary. The second one sucked
2000.
So bad. Oh,
Heavy
God,
Metal
God.
2000.
Yeah,
It wasn't the same, but I still like it. I mean, I hear what you're saying. But it didn't. I hear what you're saying, but I don't. I still dig it.
An interesting side note is the TV show. What is it? Robots and Love and
Yeah, Love and Robots. Love plus
that
Robots.
was actually that comes out of Heavy Metal, because there was supposed to be a TV show, and it got kicked around for years and then morphed into Love and Robots or whatever. That's where that originally came from. Did anybody see? I got when we were kind of talking sort of independent movie, Swiss Army Man.
Never seen it.
me either.
Ever heard of it?
It was
Daniel Radcliffe and
Daniel Radcliffe.
Who's that?
what's his name?
Harry Potter.
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
other actor.
Hmm?
He just played the Riddler in the new Batman movie.
No, DJ was asking who Daniel Radcliffe was.
Oh,
Harry Potter,
hopeless man stranded on a deserted island befriends a dead body, and together they go on a surreal journey to get home.
yeah. It's kind of weird, but the kind of weird that I like, where every time the guy kind of needs something, he drags around. Daniel Radcliffe is a dead body. It kind of drags him around, but he needs. God, it's really hard to describe because it's kind of out there. Like they're laying. I can't remember if it's a cave or something, but the water kind of starts dripping in Radcliffe's while his body's laying there. So he kind of becomes a canteen, and he needs to get through the water a little bit. And Radcliffe has a buildup of gas, so he farts, but it shoots him through the water. And it all, I don't, spoiler. So if you don't want to hear this, don't listen. The spoiler. Basically, it was all made up. The guy was kind of insane, and he was stalking a lady, and it was part of the whole fantasy that he had created.
You just ruined the whole movie for everyone.
Kind of, yeah. Well, I said
You're
spoiler.
welcome.
I said spoiler and gave you a 1 second delay. So
I should have closed the StreamYard window in that 1 second.
But it's a small kind of really independent movie it's odd, but I liked it.
So are these small movies where these, like Harry Potter, has been making movies since he was a little kid or whatever. He's super rich, I'm sure, and he knows everybody in the industry, because I don't know, but I'm assuming he's not an asshole. So are these like kids that just know how to make movies, like people that grew up in a baseball family know how to play baseball, or a kid that worked in a bar knows how to make drinks? Like, are they just making movies because they just can? Or is it like somebody had a great script and this guy joined because the script was so amazing or something?
I did watch kind of a behind the scenes thing, but I don't think they talked about Radcliffe. I kind of took it to be that, it's kind of later in the Harry Potter, if not right after.
So somebody brought it to him and he's like, I want to try something else. So it wasn't like his project. He just came along and did it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a producer on it or not, but I kind of took it to be, he's trying not to be typecast. So he's, trying to do other stuff. So let me go back a little bit. Sergeant Joe Smith was saying, finally, someone else that likes Clerks. I like Clerks.
I really enjoy Clerks.
I laughed pretty
well.
well.
Clerks was necessary and good.
The second one sucked.
Mallrats, you got to check out on Mallrats, man.
No, Clerks 2.
Oh, Clerks 2. Oh, yeah, Clerks 2 was a piece.
Mallrats was good. Chasing Amy sucked. Chasing Amy was kind of where he's more mainstream. That's a mainstream movie. He lost his soul, man.
Come on, man.
And then like a Jersey Girl, I didn't bother watching.
Yeah, there's some in the Kevin Smith canon that are not faves, but to have Clerks, it's an indie, it's a first outing kind of thing. He's trying to be an auteur, absolutely. Casting friends, great soundtrack. I mean, and like what she was saying, early 90s, like that is definitely one of those moments in time. And what better than a movie that brings us things like Snoochie Boochies, for real. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I used to use that all the time. Not even supposed to be here today. Dogma. I like Dogma. Buddy Jesus.
I like one scene in Dogma.
With when they shoot the angel wings off with the Uzis?
No.
When it's revealed, when it's revealed like who God really is, or who she is.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh snap!
Which scene?
George Carlin. Her?
All right.
Did that
really
copyright you?
Couldn't really hear it.
I don't think it can copyright because we can't hear it.
They walk into a room and somebody is, well, here, I'll just drop the link. Wait, how can I drop the link?
Or what is it the line about Goodwill Hunting or something? Where it's that?
Come on.
Like
I'll see
Damon
you.
and Affleck standing there and they
No,
break the
whatever you're
balls.
saying. No.
All right.
Anyway, I didn't like Dogma that much. I just like that one scene.
Apparently, I can't click on that when I'm in the creator studio.
Yeah, I was right about what scene it was.
Which scene? Which was?
Selma Hayek intro.
Oh, well, I think we might shut her down.
All right.
And on a high note. Barbecue, what you got going on?
Not much. Been really busy just around the home and everything. So, not that I was putting out a ton of content in the first place, but the lacking content is lacking even more as I have become busy around here. So, with that, I have been able to at least sit around, and I shouldn't say sit around, while I'm doing all the fixing up activities around here. I've been able to kind of brainstorm some ideas and some new content for the channel. So if I ever get the time to record something that I actually like, because it's part of the issue is I record something and I'm like, this looks like crap, and it's just not the quality that I'm looking for, and I end up deleting it. So that should tell you, because I feel like the quality on my channel kind of sucks a lot. So if I'm like, this sucks, and I'm deleting it, that should tell you how bad it is. So just really that, trying to get caught up with things around here, hopefully get some more free time to start doing channel stuff again than just the regular chats. Thanks for the invite, Fuss. Always greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Well, thanks for showing up. DJ.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to go on my way out the door. Suggest that Barbecue didn't mention that there's an Amphi tomorrow evening, so check that one out on the Guns of Barbecue channel. It is a good time hanging out on Friday. Congratulations on the 7th. I hope that there are many, many more, boss. So be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and rock.
G-Webs, what's coming up?
Episode 1300 on Friday.
So, and anybody on the panel, you can drop your links if you want, because I forgot to look up links. So we'll stall a little bit to give you time if you want. Candace, you got anything going on? Are you ready to make videos yet? Or
Almost gonna make videos.
I'll be looking forward to it, because you're very knowledgeable. So you share that knowledge with others. Baron, how about you? You got anything coming up?
Nope.
All right.
I might oil this chair.
Make a video about it. But other than that,
I do have videos that are set to private.
Well, that doesn't do anybody any good.
They're waiting for a response, so I can't post them yet.
Okay. Well, we'll leave that where it is.
Yeah.
But hey, sorry, I forgot. almost forgot to run that. And for Rob, that's all you get, Rob. If you want to see the whole thing, you have to be on the chat. But appreciate everybody that's been on the panel. Give everybody a look. Check out their channels. And anybody out there, side chat, thanks for being out there participating. It always makes it fun for me. All the participation. And those who watch this in replay, thank you. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. So other than that, whoops, hit the wrong button.